Hi, you're listening to Everyday Superpower. Once again, we're back to learn about body language and nonverbal communication. We're going to lay it out nice and simple how you can effectively and efficiently read the minds of others purely through the signals they gesture into the world without even knowing about it. Such as the signals you send out yourself, alright? So you get to learn a little bit about yourself, a little bit of personal insight, something to consider, yeah? If you enjoyed the topic at hand, if you enjoyed the video, if you want to continue learning on how to learn a real life superpower, just click like, click subscribe, and without further ado, let's get on with the lesson. So, today we're going to be talking about preening, alright? So, preening is something which, you tend to hear relating to the animal kingdom. Alright, so in an evolutionary context, preening signifies that we are healthy and in a good state of mind, alright? So, we may preen to maintain our physical appearance in ways such as fixing our hair, wearing clean, ironed, comfortable matching clothing, brushing our teeth, washing our face, washing regularly, skincare routines, so on, going to the gym, you know what I mean, so on and so forth, alright? So it's looking good. Now, I'm asking you, if you look after yourself to some degree, why do you do it? Do you do it for yourself, or do you do it for courtship? Do you do it to entice those whom you wish to receive the sexual gratification from? Alright? That's up for you to choose. I think for the most part it's going to be to garner the attention and attraction of those whom we want it from. Alright, relationship or not, it feels good to look good, and you look good when you feel good, alright? It radiates outwards. That's the mind-body connection, the body-mind connection, they're parallels, okay? So, let's have a talk. The preening may happen way before any sort of communication. It may be done in preparation of communication. So I know if I was to go on a night out, if I was to go to a nightclub, I'm going to really take some time to care for my appearance and ensure that I go out there looking presentable. And, let's talk about why. Well, I want to, in a means, outshine my competition as far as the sexual marketplace. This is with or without having a partner, okay? As I said, we all want to look good. We all want to feel wanted, alright? We don't want to go out there and be put down by our surroundings. That's not a good night, is it? So we preen ourselves, especially women, to place ourselves in a position above and beyond in the sexual marketplace, a better position and an attention-seeking means of attracting potential suitors, alright? And I say more so for women purely as men are more attracted to the aesthetic and the physical, alright? Whereas women, not so much so. Obviously, it does you justice to look good as a fella in the eyes of a woman, but there are other factors at play, okay? Potentially more dominant factors at play when it comes to attraction to that degree. So let's talk about it, right? So when we're unhealthy, slash if we are sick, ill, we will throw out preening. We will throw out taking care of ourselves physically and aesthetically first and foremost, okay? If you go to a hospital, pay attention to how many people are, paying attention to how they look physically. They have more urgency in more serious other departments. So when we're ill, we don't pay it as much attention. So if you apply that to a dating and an attraction context, what that means is that the better we look after ourselves, the fresher we look, the healthier we look. And what does that mean? The healthier we look, the better reproductive value we have. That's what it's all about. It's about reproduction, okay? So the hair of an individual, whether it be a woman or a man, if you look after your hair, ensure it's not greasy, ensure it's washed, conditioned, and you yourself are, keeping up with a relatively positive upkeep of nutritional intake and exercise, your hair will represent that. And you may not pay attention to that consciously, but the hair of an individual is a radiating beacon of the health of an individual. This has been the way it has been since we've covered head to toe in hair, alright? So it's very important, and that goes through the animal kingdom, whether it be a bird's feather or whether it be the the coat of a cat, a feline, and so on and so forth. Alright? Speaking of birds, they show their health by keeping a clean rear end in regards to potential suitors. Alright? They preen by bathing in water. Alright, we have a little bowl in the front garden as to where you'll see birds just come along and just flap around in it. It's very entertaining. And they do their job just as such as we do our job by getting in the bath, by moisturising our skin, by ensuring that our facial hair is in good nick, and so on and so forth, alright? So that's the precursor to communication. Now let's talk about actual communicating in real time with another individual whom we may be trying to impress. I have a bunch of videos on this right now regarding both the man and the woman, but we'll have a quick overview, okay? So real-time preening, yeah? You're speaking to a woman who may be interested in you. Now, what shows that she's interested? The fact that she wants to look good for you. So if you're speaking to her and she's repositioning her hair, bouncing her hair up and down, rolling her sleeves up to look presentable, to expose herself to look good, fidgeting, ensuring that she hasn't got any blemishes. If you're on a date, what a girl may do is go to the toilets and check up on her makeup, get her mirror out, and so on and so forth. Maybe if you've gone to the toilet, she'll do that, pull out a hand mirror and have a look. That's preening, and she's doing that to look good. Maybe if not for you, but for the sexual gratification and the attention, regardless. Such as a man will be more prone to, ensuring that his hair, if he has a bit of a fringe, that his fringe is in place. Let's have a look at the clothing, ensure that, his watch is on nice and right. Not upside down, flipping about, because, it's serious business. You want to look your best, don't you, for those who you want to appeal to, alright? Let's have a look at dating in the context of a job interview. If you want a job, you're not going to go to that job looking messy, looking, scruffy, are you? You're going to do your best to ensure that you have the best first impression to that individual whom you want something of. It's sales, right? Let's apply it to a sales relation. Are you going to buy something off an individual who looks like he may be ill, may potentially be an addict of some sorts, and so on and so forth? Probably not. But I'm not saying that an individual has to be wearing a 20 grand Versace suit. What I'm saying is that individual, whether they're wearing a t-shirt or wearing a button-up shirt with a tie, it's in their best interest to ensure that it's presentable, it's been ironed, and it doesn't look like they've just gotten out of bed, because that shows that they haven't given the time and attention to communicate that they are actually interested in you. Alright? If I go to a date, if I've set up a first date with a woman and I turn up and I've just thrown on a pair of dusty shorts, a pair of sandals, and I just don't care, what's she going to think towards that? Well, it depends. It could play in your favour if you play it right, It depends on the dynamic, doesn't it? But as far as what the message sends, it shows that you don't care, alright? It's on a parallel with turning up to somewhere late. Instead of turning up to somewhere late, you've turned up there on time, but you've just not taken the time to, present yourself in a sellable way, alright? Preening ensures that you are the shiny jewel in the jewelers, okay? You're not just some dusty, worn down, dull piece of jewelry, So preening, you could consider peacocking to an extent, where the peacocking has the the vibrant, dramatic plumage, bright and vibrant, and it captures the attention of others. Okay, good health captures the attention of others. So when you consider preening, you can also consider, exercise and dieting. Because the exercising and the dieting and what may come with that is potential, muscle mass and low body fat percentage. That's a declaration of health. And understood, we might not necessarily need to fend off lions in this day and age. We might just need to sit at a computer hunched over. But we still have that biological hardwiring as to where we are, enticed and attracted by good health. We need this person, given that they're right for us, to look after our children in the future. We need somebody who's functional to provide if we're a man, and we need somebody who's functional to have longevity to look after our child for 18 years if we're a woman. Simple as. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this brief overview. I know we've taken a different turn in regards to the videos as of recent. We're looking more so over blanket terms and what it implies, and how we can look at the big picture rather so than the isolated instances of the behaviours at this moment in time. So this was a lesson based on preening. And you know what? Before I go, I'll just add an additional one. We can also preen others, alright? So such as the communications in the primitive world where one ape will, preen another one in a you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours transactional form of communication. We will also do that to our potential partners or our actual partners, alright? So if you're there with your woman and your woman has got a bug in her hair, you're not just going to leave it there, are you? You're gonna ensure that she's looking good, and you take the bug out of her hair, and it's a sign of love, and it's a sign of making sure that you both look your best. Such as if you are about to set off to work and you have your suit and tie on and your tie's not adjusted correctly, I should hope that your partner, given they've seen it, says, hold on one moment, and sorts your tie out, alright, preens you. Somewhat like a parental dynamic. Somewhat like a going off to school and you're not presentable, so your mother or your father arranges your clothing or your hair in a particular manner because it's a sign of respect and love. Anyway, click like, click subscribe. I'm signing out. Goodbye.